So what's up, everybody? I got something pretty cool here. So when they announced the release of this, I instantly got a hold of the hobby store and pre-ordered it. Now, there's going to be some things I like and don't like about it. This will be the actual first 1/10 scale true two-wheel drive drift car I've ever owned. And this is the Fazer D2 Toyota Sprinter Torino Ae86. Now, why this isn't the initial D licensed one, it is the car that everybody is after on Initial D, and lots of replicas are being made of this right now. It's a highly collectible car body at the moment, and I just thought it was really cool looking. It boasted pop-up headlights, and we're going to get to that here in a minute, but it does have, let's see here, we have a 60 amp ESC. It seems like there is a whole lot of travel on this thing. I don't know how well you can see from here. We're going to end up getting this out of the box and getting it on my workbench. But we got a 540 motor, and this is the G22. I'm sure that's one of their own deals there. Not necessarily sure what the turns are. I don't know if that's a 22 turn or just the spec of their motor. We're kind of new to this. As I said, I've had a couple of four-wheel drive drift cars, but nothing like this. Yeah, we're outside getting towards dark. It's going to be a little bit loud and kind of bad lighting. Sorry about that. I am on a time crunch, and this is what we're working with. It comes packaged really nice. It's a really nice looking car in there. Let's pull that out, and they say this is their super scale detailed body. What is it? Oops. Ultra scale body set, they say. Got it attached down in there with something or another. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some more chopping and cutting to get down to where we need to be. Pull these sides out. And we are in there. They were not joking when they packaged this. You know, I shouldn't be surprised. My Mini Zs were the same way. Trying to get a KYOSHO Mini Z out of a package is quite the chore. Well, I guess we'll start off with the radio then. And if you've owned a KYOSHO, this is pretty much their standard 1/10 scale radio design. All my buggies and stuff, the majority, a lot of them come with this radio, and it's not too bad feeling radio. They're kind of like an angled wheel. It's a nice foam grip to it. It's kind of a bulky radio though. Set that over here. And then we come with some of this cross membering and some body poster and stuff. But this is the clipless body version. So they now offer this in a clipless body. So we get that all out of the way. There we go. Finally we can get to the car. And Shazam! All right. Ooh, yeah, a pretty one. Man, how are we attached here? Let's flip her over and see. All right, we got the dreaded wire ties. So what I'm gonna end up doing here is we're gonna go ahead and go to the workbench, and I'm gonna get this out and we'll have a better look at it. It does appear to be a Lexan body still and not a hard body. And these headlights, as I said, we're gonna get to that. But we've got really nice windshield wipers, it looks like, and just pretty nice looking all around. You see this is one of the cool things. See how much body rolls in that? And if I understand right, this was to mimic the real one, because the real one, I've watched a lot of videos on the real 1-to-1 version, and when it goes into a drift, it pitches the body real hard. So that's kind of cool that they left that suspension like that, so the body kind of pitches back and forth when you're drifting. Now let's hit the bench and get a closer look, and well, see how it looks up close. We are up on the dirty old workbench. There, I was saying about that body roll. Look at that. Well, that's going to look pretty cool drifting around. Now, when I'm looking at it, the sticker set looks pretty bad on this back bumper. The white sticker looks pretty bad. It looks like they've tried to match that seam line up, and it just overlaps. And I mean, look, I got my finger and just pushed up on it, and it's just separating already. So I don't care for that. And one of the things is when they initially put this out for sale, I think it was around $239. By the time it got out and we got to it, and I paid $280. And this is a clipless body. So underneath here you have these two tabs. And you're supposed to be able to pull that up. And I think that's kind of very similar. Yes. It's very similar to a Mini Z in design. It's got that front tab that sits into your body. Now, as you can see, there's no electronics leading up to the headlights. When KYOSHO released all their demonstrational videos of this thing, they showed these headlights just popping up over and over again. And that is so cool. Well, they charge you for an additional kit to do so, which I think's kind of a shady thing to do. If you're going to show it on the demonstrational video, I mean, you just automatically assume that that's how it's going to arrive. So you can pop them up and down by hand, but in order to actually make them work and actually come with the lighting, you have to buy their additional light kit. There's like a bracketry servo mount kit here that mounts a servo there. And from what I understand, it doesn't always work exactly right. So that's kind of a disappointment, because I don't know about the rest of you, but that was one of the major selling points. It's like, oh, that is awesome, pop-up headlights. And it was really cool to watch it drift around in an initial D fan. I really enjoyed this model. And it said it's a beautiful looking car for the most part. It's got a couple little flaws like we pointed out. It does have the room for the expansions for the fog lights, so you can put those in there as well. I mean, it's got a ton of potential, but I just wish it would have came with, what they were boasting when they kept showing this video to us over and over again. And underneath, you can see how the servo is mounted. And we were at the hobby store when I picked this up, and we were kind of looking at the one they had there sitting on the counter, and it's kind of a really flexible link there. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing depending on the design, but look at how far that turns. That is just crazy to me to have that much turn in anything. So that's going to be fun to get used to. There is a gyro built into this receiver, so it is full gyroscope. And a rear wheel, two-wheel drive. They have a Dean's connector. I'm going to switch that out pretty quick for an XT60, but we'll plug a battery in just to see, make sure it all works. And then it said their G22 motor. And from what I was looking at, it says the motor is mountable in different positions for different driving capabilities and stuff. So apparently you can change the position of this motor in order to distribute the weight differently, is what I'm understanding from what it looked like on the back of the box. They have their 60 amp ESC in the back here. And our battery trays are here. That looks pretty easy to get to. I usually end up having to use a small set of pliers when I pull those out. It looks like it'll take just a standard size 2S, and I would imagine it would take 3S. It is a 60 amp ESC, but I don't know. It didn't say on the box whether it took 3S or not, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more checking into that before I try that out. But yeah, pretty cool looking new little drift car. Let me get a battery and plug it in. At least we're going to turn it on and spin the wheels a little bit here on the bench. And oh, check that out. We got pretty shiny simulated rotors in there. So that's pretty cool. All right, I have batteries in the radio. One of the cool things about the radio I didn't mention earlier is it is a dual rate. So you have dual rates for your steering. That's pretty cool. You can set that up. You have your forward and reverse for your throttle and your steering here. And you can turn up the amount of throttle you have, change your forward trim position throttle, and your steering dual rates there. So that's all really, really cool. Let's turn the synchro on. Okay, we're good. And I just have this little battery thrown in here. I don't even know how much charge is in it. Yeah, let's see. Well, enough to line that up, I guess. So, look at that gyro. That is really active. Like I've this is the first gyro I've had this active. Okay, let's Well, we've already got some burnout marks on the tires. Even for just the 2S, it seems like it's got plenty of power. So, let's see. It says dual rates at the flip of a switch. I wonder if they mean here. Have to figure all of that good stuff out. But all right, I just went ahead and stepped outside to give it a try. This thing drives amazingly. Like, I think anybody could drift this thing. Now, it doesn't have a ton of power on 2S. I don't know how much power you really need. And yeah, it's drifting exactly where I want it to. Big old drift circles. And this is not a smooth surface at all. This is a very cracked up piece of asphalt over at my neighbor's house, which I'm glad they don't mind me doing these type of things. Very nice of them. It drives absolutely amazing. I think anybody could drift this thing. Especially if they knew what they were doing, I imagine, because I don't. But, alright everybody, I'm dragging my battery now, look at that. So I just threw that on top. This is pretty much going to wrap it up. I wanted to do a quick unboxing and just a little bit of a demonstration to see what it drove like. Not a very professional demonstration with a setup like that, huh? But it stayed on there that whole time. Now that we're over here, so wanting to come off. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. This is gonna be a ton of fun. We're gonna get it out for a proper drift very soon. May end up taking it to the skate park or something like that, because that's one of the smoother areas I have. Get the body on it. And that'll be coming, well, I'd say within this week. I got a construction show, RC construction show I'm doing now, but after that. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed a quick look at this thing, the pros and cons that I found so far. And I hope you have a great day. We'll see you guys later.